Hello and welcome to our sermon recap for this week. This week we continued our series of sermons called 7 Habits for Spiritual Life. This is our third habit on prayer. Do you have a regular habit of praying to the Lord? Well, we want to talk about how to develop that and why it's important. One of the important things to recognize is that we are vessels that receive life from the Lord. You can think about that like a cup. If a cup is turned down, then it can't receive any of the life that's flowing into it. So we want to turn upward. And the way we can do that is by praying to the Lord, lifting our thoughts to the Lord and recognizing that we need help with things in our life. And when we do pray from an earnest heart and we're trying to live well, the Lord can give us some sense of comfort, inward hope, and joy, and something like a revelation, we're told. So an important thing to set aside time for. The Lord actually tells us we should set aside plenty of time for prayers. So I don't know what plenty of time means to you, but I think that means we should do it more than just once, maybe several times a day, and maybe set aside some real time so it's not just a quick thing, but where we're really thinking about it and talking to the Lord and taking time to listen to what the Lord might have to say, sort of as an inward sense or inward reaction. So one of the things that C.S. Lewis said was, I pray because I have to. I feel like I have to. It just pours out of me when I'm in need. And he also says that prayer doesn't change God, it changes me. And that's the point of it too, is that we're trying to change ourselves to receive more guidance from the Lord. A lot of us have GPSs on our phone, which help find our way places. So you can think of prayer as a GPS system, a God positioning system. Sorry, I forgot what the P stood for. A God positioning system that helps guide us on our way. So one of the stories that I called on in this sermon was the one of Daniel, where he had a habit of praying to the Lord 3 times a day since he was a small child. And although the leaders in Babylon were jealous of him and wanted to get rid of him, and they told King Darius to set up this new rule: if anyone bows down to anyone other than you for 30 days, that they'll be thrown into the pit of lions. So Daniel heard this, but regardless of that, he went and he prayed to the Lord. And he was thrown into the pit of lions, but because he trusted in the Lord and he had this habit of prayer, the Lord was able to deliver him from the jaw of the lions. So that's a good story to remind us of the power of prayer and the importance of prayer in our life. I also offer an acronym to help us to think about how to pray, called ACTION, A-C-T-I-O-N. So A stands for asking, just setting aside time to ask the Lord for what it is we need. We can ask for anything we want. We may not get it. We may get things differently, but we are free to ask the Lord, and hopefully asking for things that support our spiritual journey, because the Lord cares about our eternal life primarily. The C stands for contrition, which means basically admitting that we make mistakes. So what are the things that we're struggling with? We can talk to the Lord about those and ask for his help. And T is thanks. Do we give thanks to the Lord in our prayers? Make time to say thank you to the Lord for all the gifts he gives us. And the I stands for I am responsible for my spiritual life, so I need to spend time in prayers. The O stands for others, making sure we spend time praying for other people, not just ourselves. The Heavenly Doctrine actually says prayers that don't ask for something for other people than just ourselves are really not heard, because we are coming from a selfish place. We're not really thinking about the bigger picture. And then the N stands for need or necessity, and how important it is that we need to do this. It's a necessity that we set aside time for prayers. So that's a short recap of what we talked about. If you want to hear the full sermon, there's plenty of options for doing that. Hope you have a great week, and I hope that you set aside plenty of time for prayers. Thanks.